Hello everyone and welcome to another video. In this video I'll be killing 5,000 Revenant Imps, and if you're curious to why I'm doing so, ever since Revenants have been released they have been one of the best money makers in the game, and I haven't seen anyone really make a video on killing each specific Revenant a large number of times, so today I'm hoping to kill each of them 5,000 times to kind of fill that void. Now I know Mr. No Sleep has done plenty of videos on Revenants. I know he's done a 10 hours of Skulled Revenants, 10 hours of Unskulled Revenants. I think he's also done other videos as well, such as killing the Revenant Dragons, but I really hope to do a large number of each specific Revenants, starting with the Revenant Imps and hopefully going up from there. If this is something that you guys are interested, please let me know, and let's get started with the Revenant Imps. Now before I go ahead and kill 5,000 of these poor creatures, I do want to give you some information about them. They do have a combat level of 7, a max hit of 2, and a respawn time of 19.8 seconds, and there's a total of 4 spawns inside the Revenant Caves, though they are split up in groups of 2, quite a bit away from each other, so it's not really possible to kill all 4 at the same time. And here's some information about the money made from the Revenant Imps. If you are killing them skulled, your average GP per kill will be around 4k, and if you are killing them unskulled, your average GP per kill will be around 3k. I will be killing all of the Revenant Imps skulled, and if I do more Revenant videos in the future, I will also be doing them skulled, so I should be expecting about 4k per kill, but that does include rare drops, so we'll see how lucky we get. Here is the gear and inventory I'll be bringing for killing Revenant Imps. I am bringing an Amulet of Avarice so I can maintain my skull while there, and then all of my drops will also be noted. You'll notice I'm also not bringing a wilderness weapon such as the crossbow. Because they are imps, they only have 10 HP, I don't really need to bring one, so I'll probably save a decent bit of money by bringing an MSB plus amethyst arrows. You'll also notice I'm not bringing a Revenant bracelet. They have a max hit of 5 and they don't hit too often, so I shouldn't need to bring one. Though if I do start taking a lot of damage from them, I will switch up my inventories to do so. As for tracking the kills, there isn't a great way to track them, since Revenant Imps can sometimes drop nothing, so the loot tracker may not be the most useful tool. However, there is one surefire way to doing that, and that is with the collection log. If we go into the collection log here, and I believe we go into other, we can go into Revenant, and you'll see I have 4,442 killed. So by the end of this video, I should have 9,442 killed, unless I end up killing some Maledictus, though since I am not bringing a crossbow or anything like that, I probably will not be killing any Maledictus, so the number we are going to be looking for is 9,442. So now let's go ahead and start popping some Imps heads. Before I go ahead and show you guys the loot I was able to get from killing 5,000 Implings, I do want to give you some general information about how long it took. It took me 17 hours to kill 5,000 Implings, so I was killing around 300 Implings per hour, and that's probably what you'll expect to do if you plan to do this grind yourself. And within that time I only died twice, but the reason I did only die twice is because I am a level 102 combat, and I was doing it in a 2k total world, so there's very few people who could attack me, but there was one guy who killed me twice, and I do have those clips to show you. Now, like I mentioned, I did only die twice, and both of them were to this guy called Death Row, as you can see here, and I should mention that both of my deaths were my own mistakes. The mistake I made here was I did stop bringing food, as after a while I just stopped getting attacked by people, or I just never got attacked by anyone within my first 2,000 to 3,000 kills, so I felt very safe. And since Revenants drop blighted food anyway, I figured, hey, maybe if I just go there with no food or anything like that, I shouldn't have to worry too much about dying, and that was my big mistake. I did have 2 blighted mantas and I do end up using them before I die, but it is pretty irrelevant. But the good news is I did escape outside the caves for this death, so I didn't have to pay the 100k, and as you can see by my inventory, it is very early on in the trip, so I really didn't lose that much, maybe like 50 amethyst arrows and all the blighted restores that I brought, but like I did mention, I do end up dying here. And here is my second death from the Revenant Implings. It was the same guy who killed me the first time, as I mentioned, and I do also make a mistake here, but as you can see in my inventory, I do actually have food this time, so that wasn't the issue, but I did get teleblocks, so I did have to run quite a distance a ways in order to escape, and unfortunately, I ended up making a big mistake here, which I'll go ahead and show you guys. So the mistake I ended up making for this death was thinking I could just re-enter the Pharaoh Enclave and thinking I would be safe. I was not aware whether I was TB'd or whether I was being attacked. I would not be able to enter the Pharaoh Enclave, so because of that I died. If I would have paid more attention to my situation, I would have known that if I just ran a few more wilderness levels down, maybe I would have been able to survive, maybe he would be able to stop attacking me, but entering the Pharaoh Enclave was not the right decision. So now that I've shown you guys the deaths from Revenant Imps, let's focus on something a bit more positive, and let's focus on the rare drops I ended up getting from the Revenant Imps. Starting off, I did end up getting an Ancient Crystal very early on. I think I was like 300 kills in, and then I ended up getting an Ancient Crystal, which is a 1 in 8,000 from Revenant Imps. So a very rare drop to get, and very happy to get it for the collection log. After getting that Ancient Crystal, I did not see something for a few thousand kills, but after a few thousand kills, I did get a 5 UC drop. If you're not aware, that is a 1 in 6,000 to get from Revenant Imps while skulled, so I was very happy about that. The best drop I had gotten so far, 250k. And then shortly after getting the 5 UC drop, I got another 5 UC drop. As you can see in the chat, it still has these stackable interfaces. So there we are. I got 10 UCs already from about 2,500 kills at that point. After seeing those 2 UC drops, I didn't see anything for a good 1,500 kills. I was around 4,000 KC at the Imps that I ended up seeing my next drop, which ended up being an Ancient Totem, the best drop I had seen so far. So it was very nice towards the end of the kills that I ended up seeing an Ancient Totem. And then very similar to my UCs, right after getting my first Ancient Totem, I ended up getting a second Ancient Totem very shortly after. I'm not even kidding, it was about 100 KC in between the two. So really, really nice. Ended up getting 5 rare drops in total, and I think that's above average. Every drop I got, I was below drop rate of getting. Ancient Totems are 1 in 6k to get, UCs are 1 in 6k to get, and the Ancient Crystal ended up getting very early on was a 1 in 8,000 to get. Now that I've shown you guys all of the rare drops I received, and I also have the Revenant Ether and the Bracelet of Theriums in my inventory. If you're curious, 19,000 that I received and 30 bracelets I received throughout the entire 5,000 kills. I'm going to go ahead and show the loot tracker on screen now, and from the 5,000 kills, I received 13.5 mil. If you're curious to why it says 4,747, sometimes when killing Revenant Implings you receive nothing when it heals, and also when you spawn a Maledictus you receive nothing as well. And I'm very impressed. 13.5 mil, I definitely expected a little less, even though the average kill per Impling while skulled is around 4,000. That does include Revenant drops. It does factor in eventually you will get something like a crossbow, so on and so forth. I did not get anything like that. My best drop was 1 mil, but I'm very happy that I got one, and not only one, but I got 2 of them. So very, very happy about that, and very happy I can make this video. But that is what the loot tracker says. I have not actually sold any of the loot, so let's sell all of the loot and see how much we actually made in raw GP. Before I go ahead and just chuck everything into the Grand Exchange, I do want to go ahead and do my own price check of everything that I got. The quantities are slightly lower than you saw in the loot tracker, since I do miss some things, and I did get PK'd twice. So if we go ahead and throw everything into my own price checker, we have a nice 12.5 mil, and this isn't even everything. So the 13.5 mil was a very accurate price check, but again, let's see if it sells in the GE for what it shows. After selling everything on the Grand Exchange, we come to a grand total of 12.7 mil from killing 5,000 Revenant Imps. Not too bad, since Revenant Imps are a very low level creature, which pretty much anyone in the game can kill after creating an account and probably training for about 1 hour. So you always have to keep the perspective in mind that it is probably one of the most profitable low level monsters, other than high level Revenants such as Goblins, which I may be killing in the future if that's something you guys wanted to see. If that is something you guys wanted to see, let me know down in the comments, and you can also just let me know by liking this video and seeing how this video does. I may end up killing goblins next, and I'll do 5,000 of them and then go on to Ice Fiends, go on to Hobgoblins, all the way up to Revenant Dragons eventually, again, if that is something you guys want to see. I enjoyed making this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well, and I hope to see you guys in another video very soon. With that being said, hope you have a great day, and I'll see you guys later.